Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of training an industrial tune from the beginning to basically do nothing but mine and create items or craft items in game to sell and make ISK, which I have found to be very lucrative in this game, as you know, with PvP and the destruction of ships. There needs to be someone to make those ships, or make those modules, or make those rigs, and that's where an industrialist will come into play. This is not my only character. I do have multiple characters, and they do concentrate on an industry, some concentrate on PvP, some concentrate on PvE. It's just kind of the way I play the game, but I made a lot of mistakes training into industrialism, and hopefully by watching these videos you will avoid some of the mistakes that I have made in the past. So where we left off last time was we were talking about training into the next size ship, and then we were also talking about moving into a corporation, so actually making the move from being a solo miner and then moving into a corporation so that you can take part in fleet operations and help boost how quick you earn your ISK, as well as kind of enjoy the social aspect of the game, talking to people, and just enjoying the game with more than just yourself. So today I did take the time. I did join a corporation. They are a high-sec corporation. They are fairly new. They seem to have a lot of the current objectives that I have, or the current goals that I have, hopefully align with them, and they seem to be interested in the amount of experience that I have, so hopefully I can also help them out with the experience that I know, and kind of pass on the information that I've gained over the past 8 years of playing this game. So that's the point we're at. You've joined a corporation. What do you do? Do you sell everything you possibly can and then just start over? Do you just leave everything behind and go relocate yourself? Or do you do what I did this time? It's something I did not do with previous characters, and I regret doing it. Because I suffer from something called the Eve spread, where it seems like before I know it, I have stuff everywhere, and it takes me forever to find my assets, and then when I need a specific ship that I know I have to try and find it, and then before you know it, I'm in Amar, and I've accidentally left a very expensive ship in, like a Megatron or something like that in Dodixie, and then I have to make a 34 jump. I forget how many jumps it is, but 34 hops through high-sec to get there, so I don't get ganked, and hopefully don't get ganked in one of the known choke points getting there, or taking the ship back to where I need it. So yeah. So, my advice, do not sell everything that you have. Ships are... You'll always find a ship, and it's always nice to have a fallback. It's horrible to sell a ship, even at the smaller level, right? So, I have I think this is my second venture, and besides, because you get 2 from the beginning missions, and then I think we bought this one just from scratch to kind of highlight how quickly you can get started, how quickly you can earn your money back. But yeah, so what I did today was, if we look at my personal assets, I moved everything that I could into Rens, which is one of the kind of a trade hub. So I've moved everything that I could into Rens. Where we are now, I only have a handful of things. I will throw this stuff into the cargo hold, and then the new area that I moved into, which is close to where my new corporation is. This is how I would do things. This way, if it doesn't work out where I go, I've only met these people today, so it's very possible that while we clicked and jived today, tomorrow could be a different story. There could be another member of the team that I feel is toxic, that is not going to be a good fit, or not help me enjoy the game, so I may leave. And there's nothing wrong with trying a few corporations first. One of the things that I usually do is I take a tune that is out of not my current tune, and I will just talk to other people that were in the recruitment channel, which I've closed the recruitment channel for now. I don't need it, but I will talk to people with that character, so they don't try to look me up or anything like that, so they can just kind of get a feel for how I am as a person. And then when I feel comfortable, I will then approach them on my on the character that I wish to move into that corporation. I will say take that with a grain of salt, because if they do an ESI scan on you, they will be able to see your alts that are linked to that account, or they could, depending on what access they give you, or what access you give them. Take that back. What access you give them, and some of them do require that you give them that type of access. So again, consolidate everything into Rens. Technically, a lot of this stuff should be sold off. I don't have time for that. I'm not going to do that. And really, the only thing left is one ship here. With obviously, we have some items, and we are going to make a stop in Rens. And we are going to, actually, we're going to carry this stuff all the way up to Do-Dixie, which is where our new area is going to be. So first things first, this is just a Corvette, right? You get this very simply. If you don't have a Corvette in system now, you press board my Corvette, and it will, you'll leave your current ship and you'll jump into this. So there's no sense in doing anything with this other than trashing it. But before you do, make sure you always check to make sure you didn't put, an expensive BPO or something in the cargo hold, because that would be embarrassing. And then we're going to go ahead and clean out our inventory. If you don't take this step and consolidate everything, at the very least, if you're going to be away from an area for an extended period of time, at least move your stuff out of a player-owned structure. At least move it to an NPC station. This way, if this ever blows up, you don't have to pay to get your stuff out of what we call asset safety, which is not so bad in low sec and null sec, but in high sec and low sec. But in a null sec environment, if a structure gets blown up, all of your stuff gets pushed to the nearest low sec system, and those systems are very heavily camped. Very heavily camped, and it will be next to impossible to get your stuff out without dying. So, yeah. This is just something that I've always taken practice with, because I have had stuff locked in asset safety and had to pay a good amount of money, a good amount of IS to get it back, even in a high sec system. So okay, everything is all packed up. We undock. And do one more check of assets. Make sure the only place that we have are the two locations. And we're going to our destination to there. Actually, we're gonna go to Dodixie first. And it's the Federation Navy. That is the trade hub. So this is a 12 jump travel, and again, I do not autopilot. I do sometimes, but I very rarely autopilot. I did autopilot today when I was moving stuff around, and that way I could work while things were being moved. And I was also in a ship that I didn't care if it got blown up. It was just a Corvette. So I guess while we're taking this route, we'll talk about what attracted me to this corporation. So the person that I spoke with was the actual CEO. I checked how big their corporation was. Did not go into the alliance. They are part of an alliance, but I did check to see how big the corporation was. I spoke with the CEO about what they do on a daily basis, and they have a lot of high-sec moons, which is good because you can make a good amount of ISK off of just mining and selling moon ore. And then after you break down, once you get proficient in reprocessing, you can make a decent amount of ISK in moon goo, which is the reprocessed materials that you get from moon ore. So that all jived really good with me, and so I decided that I was going to fly with them. On top of that, they do have boosted fleets, which means in this in particular, they have Orca pilots that do boosting. So an Orca will give you the most amount of boost that you can get besides a Oracle, which is the capital mining ship, which can't operate in high sec space, so it's pointless anyway to dream about that. When you get into low sec, they can fly in low sec, and they travel by Sino and jump drives. But that's a whole different topic on how to fly those. I discussed that I do what my current purpose of this tune is. They seem to be okay with that, which I was happy about. And again, they kind of got a feel for the experience that I have with doing mining, industry, stuff like that. So they seem to be willing to learn what I may have to pass on, which is helpful to me because then it makes me feel like I'm doing something, which is a big part of this game. It's just feeling like you're part of something bigger. Unfortunately, I don't think a lot of the mining, the boost mining, is going to happen when I am active in filming. So that may be something to take into consideration. But we will kind of keep our eye on things here, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. They are actively recruiting, so it's very possible that while it doesn't fit into the current schedule of things, I will eventually fit, or we'll find some way to fit it into things anyway. So just kind of play this one by ear, and going to relocate. So I'll go ahead and speed up getting to Dodixie, kind of give an overview of how much we've made over this short period of time, and again, not playing very excessively. My focus playing is still on my main character, still doing stuff in our null pocket and stuff like that. So this has been a very casual play, and I think for a very casual play, we've done very well for ourselves as far as how much ISK we've earned and everything. And now we're actually up to 4.0 cubic meters per second. Given that we've taken some new, or we've learned some new skills. I think we learned Astrology 3. Yeah, Astrology 3 was the one that bumped us up again. Okay, here we are. We're about to jump the Dodixie gate here, and we're going to go ahead and land. We're going to go ahead and warp and dock in station. So one of the later episodes, and probably when we have when we start flying more expensive ships that we have to haul things around in, we will set up a whatever trade hub we're operating out of. We will set up what we call an insta-dock, just to prevent, or just to help prevent getting ganked. I mean, obviously, no matter what, someone could still get you. I don't think there's a way to completely avoid getting ganked. Just improve your chances of not getting ganked. But yeah, we'll set up our insta-docks. And then we'll also, if we start flying exhumers, we will probably set up an undock warp off point. And what this is, this gets you out of the danger zone of being bumped to help your line time. So as soon as you come out, you'll go ahead and jump to that, and then wherever you need to steer to go to whatever gate you need to get to, just kind of gets you out of the danger zone. I usually set that off. 200 to 250 kilometers off the undock, which does require training into jump drives. Jump drives, I think, seemed to be the easiest way of doing it, or I have just simply used a shuttle, because shuttles move pretty fast, or I've done it in a what are those called? Interceptor, because they move really fast, and you can set those up to, scoot along at 4,000 kilometers per second. No, 4,000 meters per second. Yeah, 4,000 meters per second. The jump drive has always worked best for me, so I'll just take a Praxis or something and fit it with the jump drive, and then just do 2 or 3 jumps until I get to where I want to be, and then that's my undock point. Okay, so we have this stuff which we'll simply just store here. But what we're after here is this stuff, and we're going to keep the regular ore, and we'll just transport that to our new location. There's no sense in selling it. But as you can see, 8.7 estimated value, which really is not bad for 2 nights of work. So we will view market details, and let's see how wide the spread is. So there's only 100 ISK in between filling a buy order and setting up a sell order with a lot. It looks like there's a lot of competition up there too, so we're going to avoid that competition, and we are going to, I mean, this guy has a lot. We're just going to sell our compressed, and instead of setting it up for a month and paying broker fees, we're going to sell it immediately, and we actually make more money by doing it that way. So yep, sell this immediately, and boom, there is almost 5 mil. So that's getting us closer. We're getting real close now. And then here, 3.7. Well, this is actually, yeah, it's still a close margin. So I'm just gonna go ahead and sell this one immediately as well. And boom, we're that much closer. And then we're going to go ahead and continue on to our new area, which is a short 6 jump hop. And I think with that being said, we'll go ahead and continue we'll finish our journey out to our new area, and I will go ahead and wrap up this episode. So I hope you enjoyed, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Fly safe.